What's amazing about the first moment that you meet Peter is that that first moment of kind of awe and beauty and hilarity and discomfort is, in fact, the nature of one's relationship with Peter. Like, that is repeated all the time. Peter's wonderment with the now is such a part of how he makes community.
I think he would say that he feels he's a child of the world. I know that he feels that way, that he feels very connected to all people. He brings some of that back to the fact that he's adopted and knew that it wasn't just our family who was his, but that he had ties to people out there he didn't know.
Being adopted and knowing that he was always set him up for the understanding that family is a self-definition. And I think that's exactly what I loved about what he did with Kevin, was he created a family. He really did. Including myself, of course, and the others at the time.
Met Peter 11 years ago. I was invited to a party at his house by one of his friends, and I showed up, and it was a very fun and amusing night with Earl Dax and Moonfire Tower. We had to create our family, and I really think that being in Philadelphia, we've created a really nice Faerie family, plus our intimate home family.
I think Peter's biggest gift to community, and of course, I don't want to get all serious about it and everything, but I think Peter's biggest gift to community is his willingness to be unselfish.
I mean, he constantly jumps in and puts his hand out to anyone, always helping people.
It is a selfless, personal path that he demands that of himself and will only have that of the people around him. And I think that is a huge contribution because it's cultural. That is what is expected around Peter. He demands that you are not contained. Like, he demands that you are liberated and are self-liberating.
Peter's biggest impact is his ability to network and to tell a story. He's a great storyteller.
He does as much as he can to understand all of the different moving pieces, all of the possible externalities that will affect something, and at the end of the day, he's just 100% in it. So yes, he'll go on an adventure. Yes, he'll help organize the trip. Yes, he'll shoot something for free. Yes, he'll engage with you in that challenging dialogue around race and class and transportation,
He's taken the time to really, one, figure out his own personal connection to traditional African belief systems, and on top of that, he's willing to have those conversations with people like myself who have embraced these belief systems, and not be afraid that as a white gay man that he's going to be viewed as you shouldn't be having this conversation. He wasn't afraid of that. He was totally available for this conversation, which, again, it says a lot. It's very brave.
I mean, this first trip to Uganda was actually to explore a topic, which was traditional healing and how people were dealing with the AIDS crisis, not through the traditional medical means, but through other means. It was to understand what was happening in this country. And I think then that spurred him on to want to explore other cultures, other people, and how maybe he fits into the world that they're a part of.
He has the, ability to believe in someone else's beliefs, and to go with them and to risk all that he has. What's the next phase? How do we go beyond what we have been? Nothing wrong with what we've been, but there has to be something next. And it's that kind of, again, annoying capacity that he has that's really beneficial in that way. You want to annoy yourself and everyone else every now and then, or what's the point?
So it's almost a contradiction if you think about it with Peter, because on the one hand, he's so authentic. He believes in truth. He will never purposefully disguise who he is or what he's about. And that's something I admire about him. And in fact, I hold that up as a standard and try to tell myself that would be a great way to be, as authentic a person as Peter is. And yet, with all of that, sometimes he's telling a story and you say, that's a bunch of bullshit, Peter.
He's also like really uninhibited.
Peter tried to kill me once.
Did he really?
I told a friend of mine when I was in 4th grade that I thought, and I said this with all sincerity and tears in my eyes, that I thought Peter was going to be in jail by the time he was 18.
He's the one that pushes you to do stuff that you ain't supposed to do. I think if we were kids, he would have been the one who was pushing me to do stuff I ain't had no business doing.
Peter's like, you know, the huggy, touchy, Philly kind of person, which is really great for me because I always need a lot of hugs.
My girls absolutely love him. When he comes in, the first thing they do is run and get these big, giant bear hugs from Peter. I asked them, in fact, when I said I was going to come and talk to you today about Peter, if they wanted me to say anything. And they both said, Peter gives the best hugs. Say, Peter gives the best hugs. Uncle Pee-Pee, Uncle Pee-Pee. And it's true, he does. There's nothing like a hug from Peter. Peter is not someone who slips into your life unnoticed. He's a force. At least for the people that he's close to. He's a force. And sometimes a really annoying one, you know, who's going to poke you and prod those little sore spots on you. But also the one who's going to put a bandage around those sore spots and help you to get past them.
He is a very demanding friend that has incredibly high standards for himself in friendships. And we're lucky for him.
I love Peter Lien because I've known him forever and he still talks to me.
Happy birthday, Peter. Hope you have a wonderful celebration. And apologies for not being able to join you.
Before Peter would go off on some international trip, he would call me and say, all right, I'm leaving now, and if I die on the trip, you have to dedicate your life to something in my memory. Truth is one of them, love, spirit, principle, mind, and I think that he understands those. Truth, in the largest possible sense of that word, love.
I love you very much, Peter. You've certainly enriched my life and the lives of a whole lot of people. Here is to the next 50, my friend.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter.